We've all been there, right? That moment of total uncertainty when you feel a real connection with someone and you just have to wonder, do they feel it too? It's a question everyone asks, and in this explainer, we're going to find the answer. You know that feeling you're replaying conversations in your head, analyzing every single text message, looking for some kind of hidden meaning? It can feel like you're just guessing, which makes you second guess everything, because you're just not sure if they're on the same page. And honestly, that's the perfect way to put it. A lot of times, early attraction isn't about what's said out loud. It's a hidden code, and we're about to learn how to crack it. Not by reading minds, but by learning the subtle language of the body. So let's dive right in. Look, interest often isn't shown with big, direct words. It's communicated through these small, indirect signals. This isn't about someone playing games. It's just a different way of communicating. Our job here is to learn how to read those nonverbal cues. Okay, so this is the single most important rule for this whole investigation. While words are great, actions tell the real story. You've got to pay attention to what she does, not just what she says. That's where you'll find the truth. All right, our first stop is the face. I mean, it's the most expressive part of the human body. We're not just looking for a big, obvious smile here. We're on the hunt for micro expressions, those super quick, almost invisible little signs that can actually reveal everything. And the very first piece of evidence is something called the lip part. It's an incredibly subtle little expression that, honestly, most people miss completely. So let's take a closer look. The psychology behind this is so fascinating. When someone's lips part just a little bit while you're talking, it's usually an involuntary reaction. Their body is literally physically opening up to what you're saying. It's a sign that they're captivated, hanging on your every word, or maybe even feeling those classic butterflies. Exactly. You can think of it like a little tell in a poker game that reveals their true interest. While you're focused on the words being spoken, their body might be having a completely different and maybe even more honest conversation with you. Okay, now let's zoom out from the face and look at the entire body. Because posture, positioning, all of it sends constant signals about where someone's focus and comfort really are. Now, this might sound a little strange at first, but one of the most honest parts of the body, it's the feet. And why is that? Well, because our feet tend to point where our mind wants to go. So, for example, if you're standing across the room from someone and you notice their feet are actually angled in your direction, that's a really powerful subconscious invitation. Their body is creating this open, welcoming space, basically signaling that they're receptive to you coming over. Next up is another huge cue, and this one is all about trust and comfort. It's a really subtle gesture, but it says so much about how someone feels when they're around you. Think about it. Biologically, the neck is one of our most vulnerable spots. So when someone unconsciously exposes it by tilting their head, what they're nonverbally communicating is, I feel safe with you, I'm comfortable enough to let my guard down. It's a deep, almost primal sign of trust. Okay, so far we've been looking at these individual one-way signals. Now let's get into the interactive clues. The signs that show a real, genuine connection or rapport is being built between two people. Have you ever been in a really great conversation and you suddenly realize you're copying the other person's posture or their gestures? That's called mirroring. It's this amazing psychological thing where we unconsciously copy the behavior of people we feel a real connection with. And it works just like this. You lean in, and then a moment later, she does too, without even thinking about it. Or maybe you use a funny phrase, and then you hear her use it later on. This isn't about conscious imitation. It's the brain's way of saying, hey, I get you. We're on the same wavelength. Now, obviously, if someone is attentive, that's a pretty good sign. But we can get way more specific if we look at how they're listening. Because believe me, not all listening is created equal. And this is such a fantastic distinction to know. Those quick, sharp little nods, sometimes that can signal impatience, like a polite way of saying, yeah, get on with it. But slow, deliberate nods, that's the gold standard. It suggests they are genuinely processing your words, and they want you to keep going. All right, our final clue here shifts from that passive body language into active behavior. When someone's truly interested, they don't just wait around for a chance to interact with you. They actively build a bridge to get to you. And these are perfect examples of what that bridge building looks like. Does she text you just to see how your day is going? Does she kind of just happen to end up near you at a party? Does she stop by your desk to ask a question she totally could have asked someone else? These are all signs of intentional effort. She enjoys your company and she's actively trying to get more of it. All right, we have gathered a ton of clues, but now comes the most important part of all, putting the whole puzzle together. And you have to remember, not a single one of these signs is a magic bullet on its own. We've talked about the lip part, the direction of her feet, that neck exposure, mirroring her actions, the way she nods, and of course, finding reasons to talk to you. Every single one is just one piece of a much, much bigger picture. And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. You have to look for the pattern. Is she showing 2, 3, maybe even 4 of these signs all at once or over time? That's when you can start to feel really confident. Context is everything. One sign could just be a coincidence, but a whole cluster of them? Well, that starts to tell a story. By learning to read this subtle language, you're not just guessing anymore. You're making informed observations. You now have the tools to actually decode the signals. So the only question left is, what's your next move?